everybody? It's your boy Chip back at you from RVA Vapes, and today we got a cool one for you. It's the BenSOund from my friends at Kaos, and this thing's got a super cool rotary dial. What? And today we're talking about the Kaos Vapsoon, and this is the kit, but to be honest with you, I'm not overly impressed with the tank, so we're not even going to waste our time talking about that. We're just going to check out the device itself. So first of all, you can see it's got a nice vibrant color screen going on here. This is the coolest part about this, guys, this rotary adjustment slash fire button. So that guy does all of your adjustments and firing for you. It's full metal construction, so it's got some good weight to it, but it's not overly big. It fits nicely in the hand. 1, 2, 3 clicks gets you into your menu options. So you can see you've got your mode there, and you click it again, and it's still a rotary. You got power minimum, custom power, power max, nickel, titanium, and stainless steel modes. So we're going to do power minimum. Nice clicky fire button too, I like that. Then you got set your resistance, your screen settings, power off, help, and back. So let's check out those screen settings and see what we got going on there. Oh, it's just different colors, that's cool. Since this one's got red accents, I'm going to go ahead and leave the red on there. I think the red and the white on the screen matches up really nicely. You can see it's got the torque screws holding the 510 in, so it's a nice 510 and then 4 more torque screws. One thing some people might say is that there's not really any venting holes per se, but there is a bit of a gap right there, so I think they're using that along with the door construction itself as the vent. You can see it's kind of beveled on the inside here, so that could potentially give you the venting that you need for the batteries. Then your 3 more torque screws in there, nice large black brass plate. Still got a small contact spring in between the batteries right there, but I think it's sufficient. And the door holds in by the pressure of the batteries, so I think that's a pretty solid door design personally. So on the screen, obviously you've got your wattage, your voltage output, your timer, your resistance, and your puff counter, and then independent battery battery voltage meters, which is kind of cool. 5 clicks locks out your spin button. So spinning it won't change any of your settings, but you can still fire the device, which I think is a nice touch. Definitely wanted to do that with a rotary type of adjustment style. 5 more clicks and it unlocks the rotary adjustment button. So that's pretty much it. You know, there's a couple of the features that we kind of glazed over, but you've seen them in other videos that we've done, so we know how most of them work. So we're going to jump up top, have a vape, and talk about this guy. So now that you got a good up close look at it, we're going to pull back, have a vape on it, and talk about this guy. First and foremost, we want to do the parameters for this guy. So from tip to tail, with the tank kit, it's 85 millimeters. Now this is not the tank that comes with it, but we're not reviewing that because I'm not a big fan of it. You got 45.6 millimeters wide, and this way it is 35.3 millimeters. So not super big, but it will accommodate up to a 30 millimeter tank on there. You can see I've got this guy, the alpha tank, sitting on top of this one, and it fits nicely with room to spare. It is a dual 18650 that does 208 watts. It's got all of your temperature control suite functions, so you got nickel, titanium, and stainless steel. It's a nice zinc alloy construction, so it's very well made, nice and durable. And you can see it's got these little leather inserts on there, so it gives it a nice little grippy grip on the sides, which is cool. You can see comparatively it fits in my hand very nicely. SB on Infinite here. that's a dual 21700, so you can see how it stacks up size-wise against this guy. Not much shorter, but this is where you're really going to see the biggest difference. Look how much smaller it is in comparison that way. As we said, we've got the rotary dial here, so that's really cool, and the fire button's actually inside there. And then they've got this nice OLED high def screen down here that's really bright and vibrant. You can see they center mounted the 510 connection, so that's really cool. And it does have your normal low and high powered outputs like a lot of the devices today, so you can control that. It's got your custom wattage control, so you can dial that in, and of course you can change the screens and all that good stuff as well. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, as it were. We showed you the way the menu's laid out and the button structure and stuff like that. The lock on it, we showed you that. So the menu as it is fairly easy to use, and they've designed it well around this rotary dial so that you can really access everything and change everything with one hand. It's not one of these you need two hands like a cell phone to operate. It's very well designed for a one-handed operation, so that's really cool. You know, the size of it is really nice, and the ramp up on it is adequate. You know, it's not the fastest out there, but it's definitely not a slouch in any department that I've noticed so far. It's got a nice clicky button. You can hear that. That's cool. You know, when I do the normal, or they call it COM, C-O-M-M, but that's like the medium. The min, M-I-N, minimum is your slow, and then you've got the, what's the other one called? Oops. Max. The COM setting in the middle I think works great. It ramps up just as fast as 90% of the stuff out there, so no problems there whatsoever. You know, the thing that really impresses me about this is the size of it. I think the size of this guy fits really well in the hand, especially for a dual 18650. It almost kind of gets lost in my palm, and with the rounded kind of profile, it's nice and ergonomic, so it feels good. With the little leather inserts there, it's got a nice grip feel to it, and the battery door on the bottom is a pressure fit situation, so when you go to push it with the batteries in it, you can see like that, you really have to push it in, and then it slides down and locks in there. I feel like that would hold up pretty well over time. If you drop it, I don't know how that's gonna work. If this gets bent at all, it could be a problem, but the thickness of the material lends itself to a high quality construction. You know, locking that turn button with the 5 clicks so that you don't adjust anything, but you still have access to vape on it, I think is a really good addition, so that way you're not accidentally changing any of the features on it. Really cool design. As far as overall quality, I think we have to give this one 2 thumbs up. You know, it's got a good feel construction wise. It's got all of the features that I would look for in a new device, and this rotary adjustment I think is a really cool idea. It's got like little notches, so it's not just free spinning. You can feel it kind of do like that. So it's got little places where you can feel it, so that way it's easier to tell if you're adjusting it 1 or 5 or 10 or whatever the case may be. But the locking feature of that wheel, with it still being able to fire, I think is genius. So I really like that. The screen on this guy is beautiful. I like that OLED screen. It's nice and bright and very high detailed, so you can read everything very easily, even though it's not as big as a lot of the other screens that are out there. The overall user interface with the rotary in place there, I think, is really well done. This guy is a really nice device, and it's set up really well so that you can use it one-handed. The size factor, I think, is going to check a lot of boxes for a lot of people, and it feels like it's really well made. It's not plasticky like some of the other Kaos stuff that's come out previously. It's a nice zinc alloy, sturdy feeling construction, and with the add of some of these other features, I feel like this is possibly the best mod that Kaos has ever made. You know, Kaos is a sub-brand of Sigeli, so this is a Sigeli product for all you seg fans out there. And I think teaming up with the Kaos team that they've done is a smart move for them, because it's brought out a lot of unique, really interesting products that's definitely helped to bring Sigeli back to the conversation about the newest and hottest mods that are out there. So this guy comes in a couple of different colorways, so we're going to throw that up right now. Personally, I like the Stormtrooper look the best. I think that's the coolest looking one out of all of them, but that's just my 2 cents. And you can pick yours up for 10% off with this coupon code right now. And you can get that at shop.rvavapes.com. So make sure you check out our site, and you can get 10% off your Kaos Vapsoon. Now, as always, we want to thank you guys for watching. We try to keep these reviews as short and sweet as possible and just give you the pertinent information that you need. So, without any further ado, if you want to smoke, that's your business. If you don't, you know where we're at.